So I want to talk about the vexation of a shut-in vampire princess, because this has actually been a pretty interesting anime that's been airing this season. It's airing on High Dive if y'all want to watch it though, or watch it a different type of way, but it has been pretty interesting because it basically follows this girl that's a vampire, and of course, as the title says, she's a shut-in, and she mainly became a shut-in because she was getting bullied and all this other stuff, and she does not want to do anything. But one day, of course, her dad's like, yeah, you need to do something with your life, and she's like, yeah, if I can rule this country, then yeah, I'll leave and go out this house. So her dad gets her a commander position in this country, or empire, I guess you say, that she lives in. And now that she's a commander, she has a duty that she has to perform, which is she has to go out and battle and go to war with all these other different countries. But the thing about this world that they live in is they basically use war as fun, because people basically don't die, because they have, each country has this type of black spear that revives people. So like after people die, they get revived. They don't really go into detail about like how it works when it comes to like people that die from natural deaths and other stuff like that. I'm not sure if everybody in this world is immortal or what, because they haven't really gone over that, but I'm pretty sure it's just like if somebody gets killed and other stuff like that, because they haven't really said anything about natural deaths. But I mean, there are ways people can die, because they have special weapons that can like kill people, and you won't come back from like that spear thing that each country has though. So, but one of the other things about her is that she has no magical powers, and like she's very weak, so she has to hide that she's not strong, but everybody thinks that she's super OP and strong, like especially all the people that are under her, because like the first day when she goes to a thing, this one guy goes to attack her, and like she opens the door, ends up killing him, and there's a lot of other funny shit that happens. So there's different times that she has to prove that she's strong, but she has this maid, and like her maid most of the time helps her out. But the thing is about her is she actually is broken, because whenever she drinks blood, she becomes the strongest person in the kingdom, and she becomes very, very, very overpowered, like super duper overpowered. It's kind of nuts. But the kicker is she does not know that she's overpowered, because when she goes in this state, she loses all the memories from like that situation, like what she was doing, because she just basically blacks out, and somebody kind of else comes out, and it's kind of like a different personality happens to come out. So that's why she doesn't remember. So like she'll wake up and she'll be like, yo, what just happened? And it's just funny because like it's happened a few times that like the people that are actually under her have actually seen her full power, and they still just go crazy for her. And it's kind of funny because her name is like Komari, and like they always would like shout her name anytime, because they really just look up to her because how strong she actually is. But this one has been really good, especially some of like the plots that have been happening, especially like the one like when we got to see her bully, the person that used to bully her in elementary, or just like we'll say whatever school they were in. We saw that bully, and we found out like why she bullied her. It was mainly because Komari actually stuck up for the maid, because the maid was the one that was originally getting bullied when they were younger, but she stuck up for her, and then they started bullying her. And we saw what happened is blood happened again in Komari's mouth, and she packed up the bully. And that's kind of like the real reason why she's really like a shut-in now, is because like she just used all her power at that moment and messed up the bully. And we saw when the bully came back, we saw that she was working for this certain type of cult that's trying to basically get all the black spears to basically make people die or something. They're trying to do some type of grand scheme. But we saw like she got blood, and then eventually she did pack up the bully again, but the bully did get released. And then we get introduced to this other girl that's one of the like the generals or commanders that is in this empire, and with her storyline is like she's missing her family and all this other stuff. And eventually that leads into like this, all the commanders having this war, because everybody's questioning like Komari's power, because they're like, oh, you're not actually that strong, so they have to go to this war. So you have basically all the commanders going to war, and it's kind of funny at some of the parts. But we do see that Komari does get blood in her mouth, and she packs up like majority of the commanders, and then until we finally find out who the real person is that is actually the one that's evil, and like one that's been setting up the other girl that was a commander that's like super obsessed with Komari. But one of the crazy things that we learned is that when she gets a lot of blood, she becomes like super duper OP, because like the dude that she was fighting, she packs him up, and she even teleports to like where he was and then packs him up like that. So yeah, there's a lot of cool things that have been in here. I really do like the art style, but I have been enjoying this one just because some of the little action scenes that are in there have been good, but especially like the comedy has been funny, because she is very funny, because she's like, yo, I am weak, because she does not realize she's strong, but like she's like, yo, I am weak. She's like, I cannot do this. She's like, I am scared. And it's just kind of funny some of the situation she gets to. But I mean, this is not nothing new, because they've done this in so many different stories where you have a character that's like secretly OP, but the main character does not know. I mean, we've seen this a lot of different times, but I really do just like this one because it has a little comedy to it, and just seeing when she actually does come OP, we see like how OP she is, but then she doesn't have memory. But I just really like the world of this, and like how there are characters that do know that she's OP too, like the whole emperor of this company plus like her dad. They're the ones that actually know about her, and it seems seems like there's some backstory about Komori's mom might have been just like this and been super strong like that, because we saw like a little flashback with the Emperor, and we saw like her and Komori's mom. It seems like they used to maybe do something, and she's hoping that Komori can do the same thing that her mom was trying to do. So we'll see where the story goes. I can't lie, I'm thinking about picking up the light novels, because I've seen the light novels in person before, but I never like decided to get them. But watching the anime so far, I might actually pick it up after the season ends, because this one has really been good to me. But yeah, if y'all watch this, let me know how y'all feel about it. If y'all have not seen it, why not check it out? This one actually has been interesting to me. I've been enjoying it, but let me know how other people are. I'm curious how other people think about this, because I think it's really dope. I mean, it's your average story, but I do think it's really dope just with some of the stuff, and I do enjoy the comedy, and I think some of the characters are interesting. But I will say this, the maid is on one. Her maid be on one. The maid packed up the one commander, and the commander was sitting there in the chair dead the whole time. I was like, oh my gosh. Or when the maid gets naked and just happens to be laying next to the main girl, I'm just like, dog, what are you doing? The maid is on one though, but also the maid is thick. I will say that she is thick. She thicky icky, but at the same time the maid be on one. But the maid also comes in handy because the maid helps out the main character a lot, because like I said, she thinks that she's weak, but she does not know that she's actually strong. But I mean, she needs blood, so like there's like a, you know, a little kicker to it that she has to have blood to be strong. But this is one time when she has to battle one of the people under her. The maid digged a whole bunch of holes and hit it on the battlefield, so like when the guys come in to attack her, he keeps falling in the holes and blowing up, and there's a lot of funny shit there. But yeah, let me know how y'all feel about this anime. Enjoy the video, why not like? If you think you could dislike, subscribe, you really enjoyed all that. But yeah, this one's been really dope, and I say it has been one of the better ones of this season. I would argue that it's like at least top 10 of this season, in my opinion though, for the stuff that I've been watching, because y'all know I've been watching like over 40. So in my opinion, it's top 10 though, but maybe top 15, because I would have to make a real list to realize what I would actually have top 10 and top 15 or not though. But yeah, thank you for watching. See you next video. Bye.